mine. He was on television in Channel 13 for like 38 years or something. And he told me that he was on that show too at Homer Ashley.
On the bill with Elvis?
Yeah, and he said that Elvis had a brand new purple Cadillac. And he said that the parking lot at Homer Ashley was gravel. And Elvis kept going outside with his handkerchief and knocking the dust off his new Cadillac. Then run it back in, but he never had a Cadillac before. They just thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. There's a book called Elvis the Cool King that's got all kinds of great pictures of Elvis in '56. Mr. Jim Carlton, yes, sir.
If you can find the annual, the 1960 class yearbook from St. Joseph's, Graham's photo was taken with his collar turned up like this. So that's how much he was influenced by Elvis back then.
Absolutely.
He also brought his autograph too.
But was the autograph real?
No, because he spelled Presley wrong.
Elvis's autograph was misspelled.
Graham was confabulous.
See, this is what I love. I mean, to have these wonderful links between the present and the past, and Jim can tell you exactly what it was like, how Graham was influenced to the point where he would go and do Saturday performances on the front porch of his house in Waycross, Georgia. And you can still go there and just imagine 9 or 10-year-old Graham doing that. I find that, as a 5-alarm fire history geek, I find that very compelling. Any other questions or comments?
This probably isn't a story about Elvis, but this is a story about my son. He's 45. He came to me one day and he said, Mom, he said, you and I both lost kings in our lifetime. Really? How do you figure? He said, well, you lost Elvis. I lost Michael Jackson. Never really thought so much about that. But then I go to Orlando, where, you know where the big eye is, Orlando Art.
Yes.
That wax museum there. And walk in and there's 2 kings right up there.
Isn't that something?
Pretty cool.
And to think that he, in a roundabout way, was Michael Jackson's father-in-law.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's odd to think. Study on that. Kyle.
How long was your research on this? How long did you work on this?
The research was about 5.5 years. And in fact, my family's over here. There's my wife, Karen, wave. And there's my kids, William and Kristen, wave you guys. On my Facebook feed today came a picture I took of the kids sitting along the guardrail in Yankee Town, where Elvis's promo pictures were taken for Follow That Dream. Boy, you guys look different. So yeah, that's about 5.5 years. And that's the thing about these books, they're just, they're incremental. It's just a little bit at a time. And each primary source is just, it's like one of these gold coins, and hopefully you put them all together and you get a bag full of gold. I want to tell you one other short little story too. There was a guy who played these kinds of youth centers. And in 1971, a very famous band had lost their lead guitarist. And they put out an ad in the paper for a guitarist. And so this guy sends along a cassette. The band likes it. And before you know it, this kid from Auburndale, Florida, is playing lead guitar for the Allman Brothers on Ramblin' Man. And he's standing right back there, Brother Les Dudek. Yay! Thanks for coming, man. Just another example. You know, Les played in Power and many other of these youth center bands. And so by the time a group like the Allman Brothers calls and says, oh, you want to make your first recording, Ramblin' Man? He's ready to go. He's played all these clubs. It's like Jim Carlton often said, these were the clubs where you came to be bad. And you learned to be good. Thanks for coming, Les. It's great.
Why don't you mention who else, the other famous person who visited the Follow That Dream set?
The other famous person, what, Jim?
Who visited the Follow That Dream set?
Ronnie Elliott.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, Ronnie Elliott, the famous, oh my God,
No,
there's quite
Mudcrutch.
Who?
Mudcrutch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Everybody seems to kind of know this story. A kid named Tommy Petty was living in Gainesville. And his aunt said, hey, you want to go to the movie set and follow that dream? His uncle was the prop master there. And there's a chapter in the book called A Fella Who Wiggled. Because Tom said, that's kind of how I knew Elvis, was I kind of knew him as a guy who wiggled. So he's 11 years old. He goes to the First National Bank in Ocala where they're filming some interiors for the movie. And again, it's just like Graham seeing Elvis at 9 years old. Petty's 11, and he said Elvis got out to shake everybody's hand, and it was just like he had a halo around him. It was just, you could tell it was it was a quasi sort of religious experience. And from then on, Tom was just hell-bent on pursuing a career in music. I think he'd done pretty good. Yeah. Questions, comments? Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sign some books for you. We got some great posters back there, too, for as long as they last. And if you're interested in the great history of Polk County and the musicians who came out of here, you've got some great living history here. And I can't wait to meet you and hear your stories. And thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob. We do have some snacks in the back, so please just hang out and visit. And like Bob said, we have some really real treasures here today. So it's a nice time to just chat. So join us. Thank you.
Before you guys go, may I please get a picture? You guys are a pretty good looking audience. May I?
Yeah.
On the count of three,